In an age where divine miracles were a vivid reality, the Apostle John, often called the beloved disciple, found himself in a moment of mortal danger that defied human comprehension. According to early Christian traditions, he was thrown into a cauldron of boiling oil. Yes, you heard that right. A scenario that should have resulted in his immediate death. Yet what happens next is truly miraculous. John emerged from the cauldron completely unharmed, untouched by the flames that should have consumed him. This miraculous survival is seen as a testament to divine power, transcending natural laws and showcasing faith's triumph over adversity. In today's video, we'll explore this incredible story, its biblical roots, the historical circumstances surrounding it, and the spiritual lessons it offers. So, if you're interested in diving into one of the most extraordinary moments in early Christian history, I invite you to subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon for notifications, and let's begin this journey together. To fully understand the story of John's miraculous escape, we must first situate ourselves in the context of early Christianity and the world in which John lived. The 1st century AD was a time of both political tension and religious upheaval. The Roman Empire, which controlled vast regions around the Mediterranean, enforced strict laws about religion, with the emperor often seen as divine. Christianity, a growing and powerful spiritual movement at the time, directly challenged these imperial structures by declaring that only Christ was Lord. John, son of Zebedee and Salome, was one of Jesus' 12 apostles and played a significant role in spreading the Christian faith. Born into a family of fishermen in Galilee, John grew up working alongside his brother James in their father's fishing business. John's early life was marked by hard work and devotion to family, but his path changed dramatically when Jesus called him and James to be his disciples. As recorded in Matthew 4:18-22, Jesus approached them while they were fishing and invited them to follow him, promising to make them fishers of men. Without hesitation, John and his brother left their boat and followed Jesus, embarking on a spiritual journey that would forever change the course of their lives. John quickly became one of Jesus' closest companions, often mentioned alongside Peter and James as part of the inner circle of disciples. This closeness meant that John witnessed some of the most pivotal events in Jesus' ministry, such as the Transfiguration, Matthew 17:1-2, and the raising of Jairus' daughter, Mark 5:37. He was also present during Jesus' agony in the Garden of Gethsemane, demonstrating his unwavering devotion even in moments of deep distress. But perhaps one of the most poignant moments in John's relationship with Jesus came at the foot of the cross. As Jesus was dying, he entrusted the care of his mother, Mary, to John, saying, "Woman, behold your son," and to John, "Behold your mother." John 19:26-27. This moment not only underscores the special bond between John and Jesus, but also highlights John's loyalty and love as he stayed near his master even when others had fled in fear. After Jesus' death and resurrection, John became one of the leading figures in the early Christian church. Along with Peter and James, he helped spread the message of Christ throughout the region, facing opposition from both Jewish authorities and the Roman Empire. His role in the church continued to grow as he preached the gospel and performed miracles, gaining a reputation as one of Christianity's most dedicated apostles. As Christianity expanded, it also faced increased persecution. By the late 1st century, the Roman Emperor Domitian had begun an intense campaign to suppress the Christian faith. Christians who refused to worship the emperor or Roman gods were seen as a political threat and were subjected to brutal punishment. It was during this period that John was reportedly arrested and tortured for his faith. According to early Christian tradition, the Emperor Domitian ordered John to be thrown into a cauldron of boiling oil as a public spectacle. This event is not recorded in the canonical Bible, but is found in later writings from church fathers like Tertullian and Jerome. As the story goes, John was miraculously preserved from harm, emerging from the cauldron unscathed, just as the 3 Hebrew boys, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, were delivered from the fiery furnace in Daniel 3. The onlookers, stunned by this miraculous event, were forced to recognize the divine power protecting John. After this miraculous escape, John was exiled to the island of Patmos, where the Roman authorities hoped to silence him. However, instead of silencing his voice, John's time on Patmos became one of the most spiritually significant periods of his life. It was here that he received the visions recorded in the book of Revelation, a prophetic work that outlines the ultimate victory of Christ over evil. The visions of Revelation, filled with vivid imagery and divine messages, provided hope and encouragement to the persecuted Christian communities, reminding them of God's sovereignty and the promise of eternal life. John's exile on Patmos, while intended as a punishment, ultimately became a testament to his unwavering faith and God's ability to use even the darkest circumstances for his purposes. John's revelation not only shaped the early church's understanding of the future, but continues to be a source of comfort and inspiration for Christians today. After his exile, John reportedly returned to Ephesus, where he lived to an old age. Unlike many of the other apostles who were martyred for their faith, John died peacefully, earning the unique distinction as the only apostle to have not died a martyr's death. His long life allowed him to leave a lasting legacy, not only through his writings, the Gospel of John, the 3 epistles of John, and the book of Revelation, but also through the communities he nurtured and the disciples he mentored. John's life and ministry offer profound spiritual lessons for us today. His story of miraculous survival reminds us of the power of faith and the protective hand of God in the face of persecution and suffering. Like John, we are called to trust in God's providence, even when circumstances seem impossible. Moreover, his commitment to the gospel, despite the threats he faced, challenges us to remain steadfast in our own faith journeys. As we reflect on the life of the Apostle John, let us be inspired by his courage, his deep love for Christ, and his unshakable faith in God's promises. May we, like John, trust that no matter the trials we face, God is with us, protecting and guiding us through every challenge. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you found this story of faith and divine protection inspiring, please subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and click on one of the 2 videos that will appear to continue exploring the incredible stories of faith throughout the Bible. Hugs, and may God be with you.